What's going on, guys? I'm Jay.
I'm Devin.
And this is Will the Top Shelf. Oh, he just introduced himself. That's usually what I do once they come. So anyway, this is Don. This is my dad. And today we're going to be talking about all your fantasies, your fantasy football. So that's what's going on today. We're going to talk about fantasy football. So first, we're trying out a beer, a new Belgian beer. I should have grabbed Budweiser because that's like the most football beer, right? Or is that just a sports beer?
Budweiser, Coors Light. You always see.
Are those just like sports?
Do you remember
beers,
the
though, or
old
just football?
remember the old Super Bowl commercials with Budweiser though?
Yeah, dude, those were great.
Those were the ones.
Was there any good ones this year with Budweiser?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Anyway, it's Fat Tire Amber Ale. So we're gonna try this. So this is the first real beer I tried when I was like 19, and it was trash.
You tried beer for the first time when you were 19?
No. It was my first real beer. Like I tried like Natty Light.
Oh,
for
I
my,
got you.
you know what I mean?
You.
Like
the
parties.
Yeah.
But like the first time like somebody brought me like a real beer, it was this. And I was like, it was Fat Tire. And so I was like, oh, this tastes like garbage. So I'm hoping that my affinity for beer has changed. However, when I tell you, you're like, no, that tastes like garbage. So now I'm in the middle. I don't know how it's going to taste. So here, I'll cheers it up. So. All right, it's not as bad as I remember.
Yeah.
That's just a beer. All right, you get like, for the price, you get like a 6.2.
What's the price on that?
$10 for a 6-pack.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
It's how much fun do you want to have? This isn't like.
What's the percentage on that?
Oh, probably 5%.
It is. God, I can't read this shit.
Yeah, me either. Is this O'Doul's? What the fuck is this?
It's
not 5.
It's 5%.
Jesus Christ. So anyway, I'm giving it a 6.2 for price because that's not that good.
No, that's. I'm gonna go about 4.7.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
Fat Tire, step your fucking game up, or sponsor us because then it gets way higher.
I think the beer tastes all right.
Yeah. What would you give it out of 10? 10 being like literally the best beer you've ever drank. There's can't be
Probably
better.
7, 6.
7?
That's not bad.
Damn. And also, we don't do round numbers. You have to do a point something.
Probably 6.2.
Okay, that's what I said.
That's fair.
Right.
That's fair. That's a good.
I would say that's a perfect
It's
one.
not like a Schaefer's beer or Lucky Lager.
Yeah, but you have to like put price in there. You know what I mean? Like, again, Coors Light I think is worse than this, but Coors Light is way cheaper than this, and it's how much fun
I'd
do you
rather
want to have?
drink Coors Light.
Yeah, me too. I should have bought Coors Light. Goddammit. I can't wait till your kids are 21. We can just go, hey,
run the store. Yeah,
beer run. So anyway, we're talking about fantasy football. And no, it's not where your girlfriend dresses up in football gear and you end up doing butt stuff. We're talking about like the actual.
It could be.
We'll talk about that after. That's actually later. That's for late night. So today we're going to be talking about fantasy football. We're all playing in a league this year with a bunch of our coworkers, which is going to be pretty badass. How do you play often? Do you play fantasy football?
I haven't played fantasy football in probably been about 5 years.
5 years?
Yeah, I know.
So we play literally every year in multiple leagues.
Yeah, definitely.
And
at least one league.
At least one league. Yeah. Usually one or at least usually sometimes it's two.
Sometimes two.
Do you guys have a go-to team name, or do you not want to give it away?
Yeah, I do actually. But actually, so I have two of them. One of them I kind of took from a league we used to play in. Let me zip up my zipper. Hold on. Daddy's letting all the shit hang out. And then my other one. So in my other league, it was the People's Elbow, and then in this one, it's Pittsburgh Feelers. So.
Yeah, I know you ripped that name off.
I
right?
totally did.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It is a good one, though, right?
What about you, Don? What's your go-to name?
Brace yourself, Ethel.
That's legitimately his thing. Like every goddamn year is brace yourself, Ethel.
All
Jesus
right.
Christ! Come on.
I got a name.
What is it?
When I played every year, it was always T Swizzle's BF.
Nice. I always do.
That's
so
what I'm going with this year.
In our league. In the league we're playing in, I always do like an anime girl as my picture just because I like people to lose to somebody that's like a fucking weeaboo. And my other one, it was The Rock because it's the People's Elbow. So we always play in NFL.com, but obviously there's multiple ways to play it.
Yeah, I've done Yahoo, NFL.com, or ESPN.
Yeah, ESPN.
think that's
sorry.
it.
Sorry, we live in the ghetto, so we're gonna have a bunch of sirens going. I don't like Yahoo's because usually Yahoo does the like 2 quarterback system,
Mhm.
and I don't like that. I think quarterbacks usually are already kind of high scores, and when you have 2 of them, it kind of just
Yeah.
I think takes it out. But
Yeah, but a lot of people play in those leagues too. So
yeah, it's just not my thing. I'm not a big fan of it. Did you like it? Do you like the 2 quarterback system?
Shit, I'm gonna be honest. I don't quite remember. Like I said, it's been 5 years since I played fantasy, so I
Yeah.
can't really remember specifics on what did what. But I do know quarterbacks score high, receivers score high. So I always twist it up. I always go for a good kicker right out the gate.
Hell yeah, I got Goskowski. Yeah, so this one, when we start talking about like what to draft, I would say it's more aimed towards NFL.com or maybe an ESPN, something that's more basic, right? Doesn't have the 2 quarterback system.
Yeah.
Usually is like for every 10 yards you get a point, and so on and so forth.
yeah, but you can pretty much talk about every system and how you would draft though too.
Okay, I guess we can do that too. God damn it.
Speaking of draft, how do you like to draft? In person or
In person.
Online.
So I used to do it online, and it was like kind of fun because we'd kind of always get together at my, at somebody's house and kind of hang out. But if you ever have a chance to do it in person, it is way better. Way better.
is that how we're doing it this year?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I got to try to get. So one year we asked a couple people some couple girls from our work. We're like, hey, would you mind being the one that puts the stickers on the board? Because you got to find somebody to do stickers. Otherwise, I don't get to have fun with the draft because I'm constantly trying to figure people's stickers, right?
Right.
But and they were like, yeah, do you mind if we just like wear slutty clothes and do it? And we're like, yeah, that's exactly what we wanted. I was actually going to say that.
That's
next,
where I
but
was going
That's
with
where I was
this.
going
but,
with it. So
So what are you saying? So would they have to get a sticker of every single player?
yeah, you get a sticker of every single player. So
So
you can order
there's-
them on Amazon.
Huh.
Yeah,
Wow.
and it's like a fat stack of stickers, and they all have different colors based on like what position they play. So you just lay them out and then they're all in alphabetical order. So you're like, oh, hey, I want this guy, and it's a little harder for people that don't know that much about football because you either have to bring a list with you or you have to be like, who's the fucking who you have to Google who's the running back for the Panthers. It's like, oh, Christian McCaffrey, and you're like, okay, that guy.
Yeah, but I think we all kind of need to do that nowadays with them always changing
Yeah.
running backs.
That's true. But I usually do go with my own list. I build my own list on a Word doc, and then
So you already know who you want.
Yes, I already know who I want and what
First
order
choice,
I
second
want.
choice,
Yep.
all that shit.
So I have it out, and then I just go, okay, is this guy picked? So then I have like a highlighter.
And so what do you
So-
base your picks off of then?
Okay, we're gonna go that in a second,
Likability.
but so what I do, how I draft, and how I think most people should draft, is I think depending on where you place in the draft. So actually, hold on, let me go into things, and then we'll go into that really quickly.
Okay.
What do you guys think is the perfect amount of people playing in a league? Like,
I would say 10 to 12.
10.
yeah, 10 to 12. See, I like his answer too.
I
Yeah,
just like 10. I think the more teams you have, the more it gets drowned out. The less teams you have, everyone's got a stacked team.
So the
Yeah.
only reason why, yeah, I agree. I think if you go less than 10, everybody ends up being a stacked team. I think that 12 is kind of fun because then it comes down to guys like with the waiver wire.
Yeah, that does make it tougher.
Yeah, so waiver wire, just so if you don't know, is the like picking up players that are free agents in fantasy football, depending on where you place as far as how you're doing in the league is actually what shows obviously the order in which you pick, right? So if a quarterback does really well and you want to try to pick him up, if the guy who is in last place tries to pick him up, he'll get first dibs, right? So the waiver wire is picking up players from free agent list before the next week plays.
So you find out who had a really good week, and
Yeah.
then you go and pick them up
Exactly.
if nobody has them.
You mostly get it with like rookies, but every once in a while some guy has like some killer year and you end up having to
Like
pick him up.
Herbert, where you picked him up
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah, and it was a great pickup. And Ryan Fitzmagic, are you shitting me? That was great waiver wire. I play the waiver wire pretty good. I'll have a team. I remember I won one year and you were like, your fucking team sucks. How do you win every
The whole
week?
year.
And it was waiver wire.
Even
Like,
at the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
it's like you look at your team and it looked like you had the worst team.
I did have the
Hands
worst team.
down.
And I won.
I don't know how you did.
Yeah, it's because Daddy's a boss. So
'Cause
anyway,
you got super lucky.
no.
Every week your guys.
No,
would
it was
score
playing the waiver wire. It's what I do.
But you still got all the crappiest guys.
yeah, but they
You
score
got
the
third
most
string
points.
guys, and they just ended up having decent years.
If you're lucky, like 6 weeks in a row into the finals,
Every
that's
week
not,
you got
that's not
lucky.
not luck.
Nobody
It's
scored
still-
really high. It was always you got every single player scoring about 12 to 15 points.
Did you win that league?
Yeah,
your ass I did.
and every player he
I
had,
thought we
he
call
had
that
no
luck.
Yeah, that's
No
scary,
number
man.
one.
Winning every week.
Yeah.
number one running backs or wide receivers. Everybody was just a mixture of.
That's just
Yeah.
good coaching.
That's what I think. See,
It
that's
was
exactly.
luck.
It was not luck. It was not luck. Anyway, so 10 to 12 people, I do think that's a good amount. So let me hear it again. We're gonna ask some questions and then we'll go up to like the actual experience. Where do you guys like to place in the draft order?
That's close. I would say if you're going with 10 people,
Yeah.
anywhere between 4 to 6.
You like in the middle?
Yeah, right in the
That's
middle.
exactly what I was going to say.
Really?
Maybe 3,
Yeah.
maybe 7, 3 to 7, 4 to 6.
I do
Yeah.
like the 3 to 7 range because 3 is enough. Where honestly, I feel like if you're 1 or 2, there's so much pressure on you to pick like the best player, and there's everybody
Number
available.
1 sucks.
Yeah.
Number 2 sucks. Yeah.
And the thing, too, is if you're 3, 4, 5, or 6, you already know who 1 and 2 is going to pick.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
which is pretty nice.
Or somebody in the top spots pick someone
Right.
totally out of left field.
Yeah.
that you're
Right.
like, sweet. Like Aaron Rodgers at number 1.
yeah, we had that in a league where we were playing. I think it was in this league, in the league we're playing this year, isn't it? Anyway, we're playing in a league, and the first fucking person picked is Aaron. We'll talk about picking up quarterbacks in the first round, you dumb bastards.
No, you thought that was rigged in the other league. So
That was rigged in the. That was what it was. It was rigged in the other.
It
league.
was not.
No, it totally
Some
was.
people
I don't.
just like Aaron Rodgers.
No, well, no.
He's like the greatest quarterback that's only won Super Bowl ever.
That's true. Name one quarterback better that's only won one. Nah, there's none.
Yeah,
He
that's-
sucks.
Yeah.
Anyway, so okay, you guys like to go anywhere between the you're 4 to 6. You like the 3 to 7. I mean, that's a pretty wide range. You might as well just said 1 to 10.
No, 4 to 6
Okay.
I like.
Okay,
But if I got 3 to 7, I wouldn't be unhappy.
yeah.
If I got 1 or 2 and 9 and 10, I hate those.
Yeah.
How do you guys like picking draft order? Do you guys have like a? Have you guys ever? So in the TV show The League, which is all about fantasy football.
I love that show, by the
Yeah,
way.
it's great.
Yeah.
They do like obviously they like have their kids and like they race them, so their kids are like 2 years old and they have them race, and whoever's kid wins is who places first. So they're all yelling at their kids like, "Come on, Jimmy, fucking go, go!" And they're like, "God
in the
damn
draft
it!"
position?
Yeah, and that's the draft positions. So it's
So
pretty.
is it unfair if you have like a 16-year-old kid and the other guy's
Well,
got
no,
like a
they're all
4-year-old
around too.
kid?
Because actually, some of them don't even have kids. They're using other people's kids. So one of the guys, Taco, is yelling at some random person's kid, going, "Come on!" It's pretty
So
great.
you're just going to sandbag it and just grab the fastest kid on
Oh,
the
for sure,
block.
for sure.
So you got to train your kid all year.
Yeah, yeah. You think my kid's fast because she just runs a lot? No, I've been training her. All right, she's been weighted vests and stuff. She's been doing good. So do you guys have any like fun ways to do it, or do you guys just do you guys like the? I feel like whoever does the generator, no matter what, I think it's rigged. No matter unless I place exactly where I want it to, I'm like rigged. This guy fucking rigged it.
You don't have a choice. It's the computer doing it. You just press.
Yeah, I don't trust anybody that pushes
You
that
can't
button.
do it. You can't. You
don't
can't
trust
rig it.
No.
Okay, you
So-
might be able to rig it, but nobody's going to do
You ever
that.
play the squares, right?
Yeah.
The betting squares. So my stepdad used to do that every Monday Night Football. He would do squares and sell them and anything. But the way he would pick his numbers, he'd throw them all in a hat, get all his friends together, and just randomly let them pick. So
Oh, really?
That's one way to do it. Just randomly pick a number.
That's not bad.
It's
that's
the
not
easiest
bad.
way to do it.
That's an easy way because at least I could be like, I'd still be pissed. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
That's my fucking guy rigged
That'd be
it.
a great way to do it if you're doing it live.
Yeah, no, that is a good way. I think that's actually what we should
But
do.
I have a 5-year-old who's kind of quick. So if you're down to race, we can do this.
I'm down.
Well, you got to find
We
you a
need to-
toddler.
Yeah, we need to find you a toddler. We can get one.
Yeah.
Does everybody
I'm
in
not
the
allowed
league
to
have a
do
child?
that.
Does everybody in the league have a child?
I don't think around that age, but we can easily round up a bunch of kids. Like even if we
We can
did,
do handicaps too. Like kids
Oh,
2,
yeah.
give them like plus 5 seconds. Or whatever.
yeah. No, what we should we should actually go to my kiddo's school and we'll just be like, hey, like let's go, like go with all our work stuff on, get them all excited,
Yeah.
and then have them race and like just put numbers on them.
Yeah, and then you just pick one of the kids.
Yeah, then you pick
no.
then you pick out of the hat and you get that kid.
Okay.
If
that
everybody in
So
the
it's
league,
double
if
random.
everybody in the league has a child between 3 and 7, 'cause that's his number, we need a fucking.
That
should
would
do
be
this.
good.
We should do this
That's pretty good.
again. We got to find you somebody. So
It doesn't matter. You just pick someone random and have a
Yeah.
random number. You don't get to pick your choice.
how about this? You don't get to bet on your own kid though.
Ooh.
It's all random.
So
If
yeah,
you get
but,
your kid, you get your kid.
yeah, but I don't like that because I've been training my kid. I don't want to be like, oh, here, who wants first place? No, my kid, she's been training
See,
hard.
my daughter, she's a 4th place girl all day. So I'm down with that. I'm good with that.
At least that's all you're.
She's not. She's not gonna get first.
You're like, I can't have my own kid. I can't have my own kid, so I gotta have somebody else. Okay, so that's a good way to do it. Do you guys do? So usually we bet $20. We have first person gets 140, second person gets 40, so he gets
Mhm.
double his money, and then third guy gets his money back. Do you guys kind of like that?
I thought we only did first and second.
No, we do first, second, and third.
That's how I've always done it.
Do you like that?
Third place gets their money back, and then however they want to.
So
do
something
it.
I want
It should probably be 130, 50, and 20.
130.
I've
50,
also done a
that's
league
not bad.
where first and second win, and third place doesn't have to buy in for the next league next year.
Oh, that's
You
not a
know what
bad
I
one
mean?
too. That's not a bad
So
idea.
how are you going to cover that extra person's winnings next year then?
Oh yeah, how do you do that?
yeah, I guess it's true. If you're going to be the team manager or whatever, the
Yeah,
league
then
manager,
you gotta
I
come
guess
up with $20.
You got to throw it in.
So either way, like I like having the third guy get his money back because then it makes that second week
Yeah.
or the finals week fun for somebody else. What I was thinking of doing though is doing like either. Well, I want to do a couple things. I would kind of like to do a trophy for whoever wins,
Yeah,
and they like just buy a cheap one from a store that has the stuff on it. So that way they get like a little trophy, and they have to give it up next year if they lose or if they don't play anymore.
yeah.
But I would like to do something for the losers. Like if somebody loses, I want them to. I think that we should like have like a dare thing that they have to do, and if they lose, they have to do it.
Yeah.
Like tattoo loser on their ass or
No,
something.
no.
No, okay, not that. Okay,
nothing
sorry.
permanent.
Okay.
I was like, I'm thinking more of like a pink T-shirt that says "I'm a loser." Like that's
no,
cool.
that's not a bad idea.
But tattoo on the ass, that's fine too, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I know
I
I'm
don't
not-
think many people are going to see that.
See, well, that's exactly my point. So you can hide it, right? But you'll always
So
have
only
it.
you know you're a loser.
But
Got it.
everybody in the 10 will be like, hey, shows your butt. You know what I mean? I think that'd be good.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
But okay, pink
What would-
t-shirt. We can do a pink t-shirt.
I mean, that's
We could
just
make
an
that.
idea. Yeah,
Big ass purple dildo that says I
says
suck.
I'm a loser. Yeah,
Yeah.
I suck. Oh, that's
I have
good.
to wear that all day.
yeah.
Yeah, and you have to take a photograph like in public
Yeah.
and post it.
Fuck yeah.
For every
That's-
Monday for a month.
Oh, that's pretty good too.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. So that's pretty good.
We'll figure this out
We'll figure it out.
at the meeting.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I always usually try to set it up at a bar. They usually have like little booths. We set it up, watch some sports while we're doing it. All right, so we'll get into. I think we've gone over everything except what we draft.
Did I told you JJ's coming back.
Yeah,
he
that'd be
wants,
sick.
He
Yeah,
wants to do the league,
yeah, that'd be
and
sweet.
he's able to if we're able to do the draft on the first, he's able to do it.
Sweet. Yeah, I'll set it up. I'll try to set it up around then.
All right. If not, fuck him.
So yeah, they got. You want another one?
Oh shit!
Shit.
Oh, fuck.
Hold on.
Here you go. Technical difficulties. Stand by.
Wow.
Spilled beer on his laptop.
It's gonna be the first
That's
time.
why you shouldn't drink around electronics.
That's why you shouldn't drink shitty beer around electronics. We've never spilled any other drink.
That's true.
You know, even the beer doesn't want to stay in the bottle.
Yeah. All right, should be fine.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna stop. I won't drink from a bottle. That'll be fine. Daddy gonna drink from this.
Wider base. That's smart.
Anyway, so yeah, would you open that? Thanks. Please don't spill it on my laptop. Yeah, put it right next to this one.
Oops.
So, anywho, so drafting first round. What are you doing? What do you go for? What do you go for first round?
Kicker. I'm kidding. I think you look for a good receiver or a good running back.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's funny how many people draft tight ends and quarterbacks though.
Well, yeah, but I could see you drafting Kelsey first round too,
Yeah, I
especially depending on where you're drafting.
That's true.
It's all depending on who's available when you're drafting.
That's true too.
Yeah, I still think tight ends are always the second round. Like if you get Kelsey in the second round, you're like, all right, I can deal with that.
Yeah, but he's not going to last past the second round.
Yeah, I was just gonna say if you don't get him, if he doesn't get picked up in the first round, you're definitely not getting him in the second. Somebody else is gonna grab him.
Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, I do think running back, wide receiver. I lean more towards running back than I do wide receiver, just because they're harder to get ones that like actually produce, like Ezekiel Elliott. Ones that aren't as much like running back by commission, where wide receivers are more likely to.
Yeah,
score
but
a
it
lot of
depends if you're playing in a PPR league, points per reception, or if you're just playing in a non-PPR
Yeah.
league.
No, that's true. And last year we played in a PPR league and actually quite enjoyed it because it made like wide receivers way different. Like Tyreek Hill's all of a sudden like, I mean he's already a stud anyway, but then you also add what like points per reception.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about him getting a lot of yards, just somebody that catches the ball a lot,
Yeah.
like slot receivers.
Do you ever draft a quarterback first?
I don't remember. Maybe I have. I don't know. I really don't remember.
I could see maybe if you're drafting at 9 or 10, you know.
Who do you pick up right now? Who's your number one quarterback that you'd pick in the first round?
Mahomes.
Ugh.
Maybe Rodgers, but Mahomes is really the only number one guy that you're going to pick that high. Anybody else is second or third round.
I
Tops.
agree with that, but I just don't see you ever picking up a quarterback first. Like ever.
Yeah.
So when do you pick up your kicker?
My kicker.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
If it's not in the first round, when is it?
the kicker's one of the last pickups. I think.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Sometimes I'm looking about round 7 or 8 for Justin Tucker.
Yeah, like somebody that's gonna. So when Goskowski was a big thing, I always try to pick him up in the 7th round. 'Cause he always played like he made enough points. He was like a wide receiver. But otherwise, yeah, I agree. What do you guys do with defenses? That's like actually that's my biggest question.
Another one, if there's only one or two really great defenses, I'd say 8th or 9th round, but nowhere sooner.
Defense is so. From what I remember, because again, I haven't played in like 5 years, but I've done this. Is I've dropped defenses a lot and picked up defenses.
Yeah.
That's one.
See, that's my
I've,
boy.
I've never stayed on with the same defense the entire
Yeah.
league.
I never pick up a defense in my draft ever, not once.
Well, you got to get one by the end of the draft.
They don't, because then you look at your team and you go, which one's garbage, and then you throw them away.
Yeah, it's
So usually what I do is I see who's playing like the shittiest team. So
Mhm.
like this year it's the Jags. So I'll just be like, hey, who's playing the Jags? I'll pick up that defense.
Yeah.
And then you just keep picking up defenses that are playing the Jags until you don't get it.
so who do you let go when when every single guy on your team is good?
Shit, then you don't pick up a defense. You just play it without it.
Yeah.
No, not really. You just again you just go who's the worst out of the ones that I'm picking up. Can't believe I spilled beer all over my shirt.
So
Idiot.
me, I just drop the other quarter. If I have 2 quarterbacks, I'll just drop a quarterback because I know I can pick somebody else up that's decent.
See, I don't pick up quarterbacks till 7th or 8th round. When do you pick up a quarterback?
Probably not that late.
Really?
Yeah.
When do you pick up a quarterback?
Usually about the 6th round, 5th or 6th. It kind of just go by the draft because sometimes you notice like all the quarterbacks just start getting taken all of a sudden because
and that happens too.
yeah.
For some reason, everybody wants a fucking quarterback. It's like, well, shit.
Well, I think in the draft people start looking at what other people are taking, and then they panic, and then they're like, "Oh, I better grab a quarterback too."
This
'cause
is
everybody
what
else
I'm
is.
excited about is so actually, dude, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't watched football, like followed football, in at least 4 years.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know a lot of players. Or
All
anything.
right.
That's what. But what I'm excited about doing this league is I've noticed every year I've ever played fantasy is you get to know players. You
Yeah.
get to know what players are, what they do, what they're good at, what players are shit, and so good thing about fantasy is you get to learn more about the sport and who's on what team. And
I do like that because I agree. I think that I only pay attention to the Miami Dolphins, whoop whoop, when I'm not playing fantasy football. But when I'm playing fantasy football, I pay attention to all the teams, and
Right.
like I watch more games because
it's more exciting to watch.
Yeah.
Because every game you got a player, somebody on your team, you're going for. So
Exactly.
So how do you go with who you're going to draft, though? What's your logic in that?
Usually I just go on at like how much. Again, if we're going off PPR league, then I'll obviously focus about how many receptions they had comparatively to.
So each league has like all their points that they had from the last year and how they're draftable. So is that what you go off of?
A little bit, and then a lot of it is I look at. I mean, I follow football pretty thoroughly, so I'm like, who is their new quarterback? Like, right? Like, so now wide receivers on the Rams, I think, are a little more enticing because now they have Matthew Stafford. So I think that kind of plays into things. Will Fuller went to the Dolphins, so that kind of intrigues me a little bit. I think that his points are going to go up a little bit because he actually has an offensive line and a defense, so that it's not going to be as much focused on just Will Fuller. Also, Will Fuller was just playing like there was no good other side of the ball, right? When he was playing, it was just him last year.
So did Deshaun Watson play all last year then?
No,
He didn't?
no, he was he had an injury for 4 weeks. So
So he pretty much played the whole year.
yeah, pretty much played the whole year.
So
But
you think he's going to have better numbers with Tua
Yeah.
than he did with Deshaun?
because he's going to have other wide receivers that they're going to have to defend.
But Tua couldn't throw the ball downfield though either.
Yeah, but he's been playing. He's been doing that more in the offseason.
But he hasn't proven that he can though.
No, but I think he's more enticing now. So I don't think Fuller is a number one wide receiver this year, but I would pick him up in the second or third round.
Second round?
Yeah,
Second round.
If everybody else has picked up wide receivers, I don't think he would be. I would try to get him more in the third.
I think Fuller will be available in the 5th or 6th round.
Oh yeah, if you can get him fifth or sixth, God, doesn't that?
Yeah, I'd pick him up then, but I wouldn't go up high on him, not with a quarterback that's unproven.
I just don't want to go low on him either. So, what is the biggest mistake you think people make in the draft?
I would say picking based off of like popularity.
Yeah, I totally agree with that one. Who their favorite team is.
Yeah, that's always the worst. We
Yeah.
played with a guy, he only picked
I-
up 49ers.
Yeah,
people.
I
Fuck,
played
man.
with a dude. He was the same way, and it's like the shitty thing about picking up all your players from the same team is you only got one game to follow. And it's
Yeah.
like, what if they have a shitty game? Now your week's fucked.
Well, not only that,
Which is-
too, like your bye week.
Yeah,
You're like, hey,
yeah,
I guess I'm not playing this week.
It's
yeah.
great if you can get like all of Dallas's players if Prescott's healthy and probably going to score good every week.
Yeah, but the 1 week that they have, like, that they play the Eagles, and for some reason they suck against the Eagles,
Yeah.
and you score 6 points, and you get fucked pretty hard.
That,
Would you mind handing me the Coke? Also, we're
Well,
having rum and Coke.
this beer is pretty warm.
Is it?
Not only does it not taste really good, but it's warm too.
Well, do you want Jack and Coke?
No, that's okay. I was just letting you know that. I appreciate the hospitality.
So your biggest is so you would think that's the same. That's your same biggest mistake is the picking people by popularity.
Oh yeah. Sometimes it works out good,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
it's just
they're popular for a reason. They're good players, but at the same time, everybody has shitty or like. What was I gonna say? So this is the last time I followed football was when Mahomes was he broke his ankle. So what year was that? 3 years ago? 4 years ago?
Second, yeah, it was. No, it must have been 2 years ago.
2 years
I can't
ago.
remember.
That's when the last time I played fantasy football because I had Mahomes as my quarterback.
Oh, did
And when that happened, I was like, "Fuck!" But I picked Mahomes because I was like, "Oh, he's cool.
Yeah.
He's really good."
Yeah.
So I made that mistake, and then he broke his ankle and just fucked my season up. So
you got to look at who you're picking though and what division they're playing in.
Yeah, that's
because if
each
they play in a really weak division, then that means 6 of their games are against weak.
So
people.
again,
Yeah.
like I said, I haven't followed football in a while. Who has the strongest division right now?
Ooh,
Who
that's
would you
tough
say?
because I think that the AFC, it's AFC for sure. There's no NFC one stronger than an AFC division.
I don't know. I think the NFC West is looking
But it's
still
not
good.
as strong as AFC West, and it's not as strong as
Ah.
AFC East.
AFC West,
Yeah.
Denver,
Denver,
the Raiders.
yeah, but it has Mahomes
Chargers?
and the Chargers. Chargers look great.
Yeah.
They're a high scoring team.
They're an up and coming team, but they're still not that strong. So I wouldn't say the AFC West.
AFC East is
I'd
way
say the
strong.
AFC East is
And
starting
AFC
to pick
North.
up a look. Yeah, the North looks really good.
North looks really good.
Yeah.
So North is Baltimore Ravens,
Mm-hmm.
Bengals, Steelers, Browns, who look pretty good.
Yeah.
AFC East is your Bills, who look great, and they picked up some more players. Miami Dolphins, who picked up a ton on offense.
And had 10 wins.
Yeah, Patriots, who picked up
A lot of key players.
a lot of key
especially on
players,
defense.
except their quarterback. What the fuck?
What happened to Cam Newton?
I think he died, and they just replaced him with some lookalike.
I think the aliens came and took his
Yeah.
body like in Space Jam.
because that.
They took his talent.
Yeah, they took his talent. There it is. Because they definitely didn't take him because he's not the best.
Cam Newton's looking more and more like Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're right. And
I
then,
thought he looked more like Huggy Bear from.
Yeah, well, they shop at the same store. They have to.
yeah, he just whatever. He sucked. And then the Jets. And Jets don't look great, but they've picked up some players that they might be okay.
They picked up a lot of good players. So it depends on how that rookie Wilson does.
Yeah. So I would say the strongest division is AFC East. I think AFC East can beat AFC West or NFC West all day. I really do.
Yeah, there's not a lot of tough teams. I think Green Bay's got an easy chance.
Oh,
get
yeah.
back. It depends on how Jameis Winston does in New Orleans. So too.
Jameis Winston sucks.
He's got a good arm. Better arm than Breeze has.
Well, yeah, Breeze is like 1,000.
Yeah.
Of course he. So I think the biggest mistake is the panicking. I think the biggest mistake is when somebody picks up a quarterback, people start rushing to pick up quarterbacks and allow me to get greater wide receivers and pick up Fitzmagic in like the 10th round. Last year I picked up Tom Brady in the 8th, and that was too early. I should have waited on his ass for like another 4 rounds.
I think where people panic is once the season starts. Even if you have a superstar, if he has 3 or 4 or 5 bad games in a row to start the season, they drop him.
Yeah.
That's stupid. I've been burned by that. I've done the same thing, so I understand. I dropped Marvin Harrison once after about 4 or 5 games because he totally sucked, and then he came back and had like obviously a
Killer year.
Yeah,
And we win fairly often. How many times have you won?
The league?
Yeah.
I've won once. Every
Okay.
time I played, I've only won once.
All right.
Yeah.
We win quite often.
I think we win every year.
Yeah, one of us win every year. Like legitimately enough that we got kicked out of a league.
Yeah.
Not this year.
Yeah. We did. I did lose 2 years ago to Kelly EY from our work. I lost to him, but you won second place. No, I won second place. You won third.
Yeah.
So we ended up like,
I think we usually play each other for first and second.
yeah,
Yeah. So that works out good.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. It's kind of nice.
You guys do a side bet when it's just you two
We
for the
usually just
champion?
split the money.
Oh,
We go into the year.
you shouldn't have announced that.
Yeah, I know. What the hell is wrong with him?
I mean,
Yeah, you don't really-
if we were playing for money, it's only pennies. Penny a person.
Yeah, we're kind of a penny guy.
No, you guys should if it's you two like in first and second, you guys should do like one person has to buy the other one like a steak dinner or some shit like that.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
You know?
I won last year, so I should totally do that.
Yeah, and you get a
'cause,
free steak.
Yeah, I fucking had a killer game too. Actually, it was pretty good times.
Well, actually, last year you played 2 games for the
Oh,
championship.
yeah, I forgot about that.
That was something kind of weird I'd never seen before.
What happened?
Yeah, you actually played 2 games, and then they did it by points. So that's something I got to change this year on league, because that's the great stupid thing is NFL.com, instead of just having a standard, they like change their standard every year, so you have to actually go in and check. And last year they had it where we played 1 game. The final was 2 games. So the first game I whooped his ass like so
by
bad
40 points.
by
or
like
something.
yeah. And then the next game
I whipped his ass by 38.
Yeah, so
But
I won
he won by 2 points.
Yeah. And we're like, weird, but whatever. Yeah, no, it was kind of a weird, kind of stupid thing, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
What's your biggest pet peeve with other players? Like when you're playing in a league, what's your biggest pet peeve?
Oh, go ahead. I'll let you answer.
I
this
don't
one
like
first.
people trading players. I think that shouldn't be allowed. It usually never ever happens in the leagues I play in. I don't think like hardly ever. But I think that's a way to boost each other's teams. It's just not fair.
I would agree with that actually, but one of my biggest pet peeves is oh shit, where was I going? You
Do
go
you want me to
first.
go a second?
Yeah, I got to come back.
The problem with the trade thing that pisses me off is last year I had a great line of wide receivers and you had a great line of running backs. And the reason why I hate playing in a league with you is I'm like, oh, hey, give me this running back. I'll give you this wide receiver. It's legitimately a good trade for both of us. But you never do it because you're like, that seems like collusion, even though it's not collusion. So I'm not going to do it. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I need that running back. And you're like, I won't do it. I'd rather lose. And that's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's collusion.
It's
I
not
don't care how
collusion.
it doesn't matter. That's like two guys working together. Like, hey, I'll get your team good. You get my team good. We'll kick ass.
No,
It just
see, I
doesn't
disagree with
seem
that because
fair.
we're playing in a league where we're trying to be the winners.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if it's an equal trade, I don't think that's a bad thing. It's collusion to me is if you're like, hey, I'll trade you Aaron Rodgers, and I'm like, oh, I'll give you like Jakeem Grant, like somebody that's like.
I understand that, and I understand it's not cheating. I just feel like it's cheating.
So he never does it.
I remember what
just
I was
can't
going to
do it.
say.
What was
So
it?
my pet peeve is when people, I don't know if you guys experience this, but every league I played in, there's always like at least one, maybe two people who like come like game 5 or 6, they just don't give a shit about the league anymore, right? And then
Totally
they
agree.
don't maintain their team, but then they still fucking win.
Oh, see, I've never had somebody win who didn't give a shit. I'm looking at you, Wood. Stop giving up.
I have when they've played me.
Yeah, I did it,
The only game that they ever score good is when they play.
and
me.
it pisses you off. You're
Yeah.
like, he doesn't even know who's playing right now.
Yeah.
Didn't even get his
Or they
lineup.
got two guys on the bench and they still beat me.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah.
3 of their guys are in bye, and you're like, are
Yeah.
you fucking kidding
Yeah,
me?
my
I've
thing-
lost
yeah.
like that before.
If you're making a commitment to do a league, fucking commit. Fucking set your lineup up. Know who's playing.
So how
Yeah.
much time does it take to set your lineup then?
Me, not long. It takes me because so here's the thing. I think I put probably an hour and a half every week into studying and waiver wire, and then I put about 5 minutes into my lineup.
Yeah, I put about 5 minutes total into everything.
Really?
I
No,
don't-
see.
No,
I've-
I'll watch the highlights on ESPN of the games, and then I'll catch like who had a great game, and then that's how I figure I'll do the waiver wire.
Really?
I don't do any other research.
Yeah, I'm constantly on NFL.com looking at like guys who are having big weeks and
'Cause
how they're going to play
your,
against
your lineup
defenses.
has to be ready by Thursday at like a certain time, right?
No, it's an hour before the game.
Hour before the game.
No,
That is-
like 5 minutes before the game.
No
Oh, is
shit.
it?
Yeah.
That's my big dude. I absolutely hate when they're like injured, and I'm like, fucking
Yeah.
can't play him. I can't play him, and then all of a sudden they're like playing the game, and then they scored like 37 points, and you're like, are you?
And you
fucking
dropped
kidding
them, or not dropped them, but didn't
me? Yeah, I
start
kept
them.
him on the bench.
It's
I was
like,
like, no.
I think the best thing to do is just to check like a half hour before game time,
I would agree.
and then see who's
So
questionable or
Right.
not playing.
Yeah, see, I should totally do that. I think my pet peeve is it's definitely one of those two. I think that's the worst type of players.
I agree with the people not playing anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I like when you have the 6-team playoff.
Yeah.
Instead of just the number 1 guy and the number 2 guy, because usually halfway through the season you can pretty much tell who's going to win. But once
Yeah.
a playoffs start, there's so many leagues where the guy goes undefeated and loses in the first round after his bye, like every time.
I don't want to kind of like toot my own horn here, but literally last year was the only time where I've ever seen the guy who was in first place win first place. I've
Right.
never had that. It was always a curse to me
Very
that
rare.
if you got first place, that you were going to win the whole thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like first in the regular season and then take first in the playoffs. That's the only time I've ever seen it happen.
I think the guy that usually is in 6th place has a great
Yeah.
shot at winning because he sucked the whole year, but he kept picking up waiver wires. So he's got a decent team by the time the playoffs finally start. So if he can go on a winning streak at the end of the year, then he can get in the playoffs and do something. I've done that.
So let's do like the first. Do you guys just go running back, wide receiver for like the first 6 rounds, or like when do you start diversifying from running back and wide receiver?
So when I've done it, I've always done like maybe like first round wide receiver, running back, and then go back and forth up until like the 4th or 5th round, and
Really?
that's when you try to like branch out a little bit. But again, it's like what your dad was saying. It also depends on who everybody else is picking up.
Yeah.
If for some fucking reason everybody's grabbing quarterbacks the first, second round, it's like, well, fuck. Like, you want to get a decent quarterback.
Yeah. I'll usually, it seems like the 5th or 6th round is when everybody starts taking the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So then I'll kind of still wait and see. But,
Yeah.
But like I said, I think at least the first 5 rounds is just quarterback. I mean, wide receiver and running back.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Sorry, hold on. I just wanted to make sure it was my brother. I just wanted to make sure he was okay. Yeah, I think I go 6 rounds into running back, wide receiver, and then go quarterback. Then I'll like kind of.
When do you pick up a tight end?
It depends. If you can get the problem with the NFL. No, the problem with the NFL. The problem with fantasy in general is there's really only 3 tight ends that do anything.
So let me ask you this though. So when you play your fantasy, is it pretty much the same guys every year that do your league?
Yeah, and then weirdly, it's just if we play in another league, if it's in
what's nice about that is you kind of know how everybody's gonna pick. up.
Garbage.
And they're all gonna bid or pick up.
That's why it's kind of nice that like you're coming in on this because I kind of want to see how that like changes things, dude. Like I would say half the guys we play with, I'm always like, "Are you stupid,
dude?" If JJ comes in on this too, he's gonna be interesting because he's like you. He'll like watch ESPN all fucking day.
Yeah.
He knows what player went to high school where and what college they went. I mean, he follows that shit.
That's how he is to almost a disgusting level where you'll be talking about some random third string asshole.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, dude, that guy fucking sucks. And my dad will be like, I know. He wasn't even that good in Pittsburgh and where he went to college for 4 years and he has a degree. And you're like, why do you know that?
There's been times where JJ was showing me like high school games of players. Like, yeah, this guy's going to get picked up in like 3 years. Watch. I'm like, what the fuck?
Why are you watching high school?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? But,
yeah, you're disgusting at that because that's all you watch is ESPN. So you know everything about it. Yeah. It's a little weird. You got to admit, it's a little weird.
And he also wins the league.
That's true. Half the time. I don't do that. But I only focus on football. So that's the crappy thing is when people talk about other sports, they'll be like, oh, I can't even think of a basketball player. That's how stupid I am.
So you said there's three tight ends?
Yeah, there's 3. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Zach Ertz, Kelsey.
Really, Ertz? I don't think Ertz has been picking it up like he did with and now you got to look at Jalen Hurts as his quarterback.
Yeah.
You think he's
the only thing is actually they were trying to put Ertz on the trading block. So if he ends up having to go before.
But you'd have to wait to see where he's going first.
Honestly, I think it's just Kelsey right now. And Hunter Long. Not Hunter Long.
Hunter Henry.
But
he's going to New England.
Exactly.
And they also just picked up another good tight end.
Yeah. Who was the guy they picked up? Was the guy from like the Raiders, wasn't there? Some shit like that.
That is the other good tight end, Waller. If you could pick up Waller or Kelsey, those guys I could see in the first 2 or 3 rounds. But Waller, he puts up great numbers like Kelsey.
Here's my question for you guys, right? Let's say you had your choice, right? First round, who are you picking up? Just so I know.
Ooh, that's tough for me. I think it depends on where I'm at.
For whoever's watching this.
Yeah, right? I think that's depends on.
I would try to pick up a running back.
Yeah, same here.
If you could pick up a good running back, because there are so few of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, 4 or 5.
Do you risk it and grab Ezekiel Elliott?
Yeah,
I think
if
so,
Prescott's
right?
healthy.
Yeah.
Because
when you put it all on him, it's kind of hard for him to win games. But
but
when he's with other, I mean, he's extremely consistent.
He's going to have a great year.
So I would say that if it was me and I was between 4 to
Nick
6,
Chubb?
I don't think because he also is. Yeah, he's
he
running back
splits the carries.
Yeah,
but still, every week he puts up huge numbers.
Who's that?
Nick Chubb.
Oh, okay. You think he's going to be the number 1 pick?
I don't think so.
No.
Who's going to be the number 1 pick?
I would pick
pick
up Chubb at the end of the first round.
Knowing in our league, it's going to be goddamn Patrick Mahomes. Because they're all fucking sorts of stupid. But
I can see that.
I would say number 1 otherwise will be Stephon Diggs. Because a lot of guys just go off of numbers last year, and he was the number 1 wide receiver. So I'll bet you that it's either Stephon Diggs or Tyreek
Now
Hill.
let's get a professional's opinion. What do you think, Don?
Think about other people, not who it should be. Say, okay, so are we talking about who it's going to be or who it should be?
Let's hear both.
So who do you think it's going to be?
In our league.
In our
How
league.
about that?
Oh,
Think about
I don't know. That's such a tough question. I mean,
I think it's going to be those two.
there doesn't seem to be a standout. Saquon Barkley.
Oh yeah,
He's just coming back from an injury. So is
Yeah.
he even going to be a first rounder? Or
I don't
Second
think so.
rounder.
And also, he plays for the Giants.
yeah, with Jones. and
Yeah.
they're putting all their money into Jones. So I don't know how smart that is.
I think it's going to be Tyreek Hill and Stephon Diggs.
Tyreek Hill.
But I
Yeah.
think
he
Hill
puts up
went
big numbers.
Third or fourth round last year, didn't he?
I got him number 2, actually.
Hmm.
No, maybe I got him number 3.
So who
but-
should be the first round pick? The first pick.
I don't know. Are there any really bell cow backs anymore?
I don't think, other than Ezekiel,
Well-
it's the only one that doesn't
Well,
really
let
share.
me ask you this. All right, we all pick our numbers, right? We get our order. You're first. Who are you picking up?
Ooh, that's so
I
tough.
don't know. You'd have to look at the screen of the top players. And if you're playing in the PPR league,
Yeah,
Or, what's our league gonna be?
probably PPR.
yeah.
All right.
So who did you pick?
Good possibility, Ezekiel.
That's what I think mine would
I
be.
hope I get ahead of him because I'm picking up Ezekiel.
I think that's what mine would be. If I was number 1, I'd probably.
I
pick
can see that
Ezekiel.
though. Like,
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody that I'm like, yeah, I'll pick him above him.
Yeah, most teams run by committee anymore.
Yeah.
So they have 2-3 running backs.
yeah.
So, Kamara might be a really good pick too, because
Oh,
didn't
yeah?
they just get rid of their other running back?
Michael Thomas or someone? No, not Michael Thomas.
He's a receiver, right?
No, yeah. Who was the other guy? He used to Latavius Thomas. Darius Murray.
Murray.
It's Murray.
Yeah,
They did get rid of Murray.
But I think Thomas is going to have a huge year
Yeah,
at wide receiver with
James Wilson.
Winston as their quarterback. Huge difference. He's going to be definitely a top guy too.
Yeah,
But it all depends on where you draft. Like I said, that's why I don't want to draft at the top of the draft. I want to draft
Yeah.
like at 5, 6.
like I said,
7.
And if you're at 5 or 6 too, you kind of have an idea of where the draft's going.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see where these guys are
I always
going.
get a little bit disappointed, but then by like week 3, I'm like, okay, I'm glad I didn't have that pressure on me of like, is Ezekiel? Because if you pick up Ezekiel Elliott and then he goes down in the first week, you're kind of screwed. You're like all of a sudden like I just wasted
Yeah.
my thing.
I don't think he'll get injured though. I think he's a decent number 1. Like I said,
Yeah.
though, I like Thomas in the middle of the first round too.
I do think that would be a good one. I still think Ezekiel Elliott should be number 1.
Okay.
I bet you it's Patrick Mahomes or
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs. Those are my 2 that I think it's going to be in our league because you guys suck. That's what it's going to be.
Hmm.
The other reason why I don't like doing the calculator when you're in person is if you're number 1, it looks like you're cheating.
Yeah,
So that's why I like that hat idea.
Yeah.
Is I can say, hey, it's not up to me.
So he even went a step further with the hat idea with the numbers. He wrote the numbers on the back of like soda caps, like caps like this. So everything feels the same. So you don't know what. Some people, they're like fill certain papers, some small papers. It's all the same. You don't know
Dude,
what number
that's
you're gonna
super smart. We're going to do that. I think that's the best.
get. Sharpie every number on there.
Yeah, that's not bad.
So what about Derrick Henry? Think he's going to have a bigger year now that Julio Jones is there?
Yeah, for sure. I think he would be
But
a
he
good.
had 2,000 yards last year. So
Did he really? See, I don't think I don't know. I think he'll be no. I don't know. That would be a good one too. I think Derrick Henry would be actually a really good pickup. Yeah, I usually go 5 or 6 because I like to have 3 wide receivers and 3 running backs, and then I feel like I'm kind of set, and then I kind of jump into the other ones. But again, tight ends, there's so few of them that, like, yeah, if Kelsey falls back to 2, let's say to me, I think it's hard not to pick him up if you've picked up a good running back because they just score so many points that you're
Yeah.
already ahead of the game.
yeah, because he's one of the few that scores a lot.
Especially this year with so many good wide receivers drafted in the
Yeah, but rookies never have breakout years.
yeah, but
Extremely rare.
Yeah,
The kid from Minnesota, from LSU, he had a Jefferson.
yeah,
But it's very rare that a wide receiver comes in and has 1,000-yard season.
yeah. Oh well, CeeDee Lamb did pretty good last year.
Yeah, probably decent, but not, standout. Now, maybe he's probably going to have a big year if Prescott's back, him and Cooper.
Yeah. Ooh, I don't know. That was a good question. That was good. I like it.
So how many people are going to be in our league? Do we have a number yet?
I think it's going to be 10. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have to see because a lot of people replied yes to it. So I think we're at 10. We might go up to 12. I doubt it though.
And it's a $20 league.
Yeah, it's a $20 league.
I thought we weren't talking about that again.
Well, no, it was
No,
mostly
we're not-
talking about us splitting money.
Yeah.
Is what we were trying not to do. What's the most you would pay for a league? Because you've paid more than that for a league. haven't
30.
you? Oof.
I
That's
wouldn't
pretty-
mind paying 50, even $100.
Andy in our league that plays in our league, he plays every year in $100 league.
Yeah.
Would you pay? Dude, I don't think I could. Dude, I feel like that would be my life. That's like $1,200
That's
bucks.
only $100.
I would.
12.
Yeah, if you win, it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
$1,000.
I would play in a $100 league because
Yeah.
by the time the league's over, you don't even remember that
Yeah,
$100.
that's a long year. Like,
Even if you had a
15
shitty game, like a
weeks?
shitty league, and don't even you don't even remember the $100.
it's only $100, man. That's not. You're not putting that much money into 15, like $6 a week.
Yeah,
That's a lot to me.
Quick
That's
Uh,
that,
it's worth. It's worth. I wouldn't mind this because it'd be worth it. Even $1,000 would probably. I don't know, 500, maybe.
God damn,
$100
money bags.
I wouldn't even-
God damn.
Baller
I know,
alert. Jesus
Fuck.
Christ.
I play 500. I don't even
bet
care.
my,
That's
I bet my mortgage.
God damn. That's only $30 a week. I mean, shit.
Yeah, but the thing is trying to get that many people that want to play at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You know,
true.
I bet
because
it-
you'd have to be pretty dedicated.
If you go online, you'll find a league. I bet.
Yeah, but I don't want to play
a high
online.
roller league.
Do you guys ever play the DraftKings or anything?
No, I've been too chicken shit to do stuff.
Same
like that.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never done.
They
that.
say like 80% of the winnings goes to like 5% of
Yeah,
the people because they use like computers to win.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So that's kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in a regular PPR league, obviously there's different wide receivers. Like Jarvis Landry in a PPR league is actually all of a sudden like a viable option. Where in a regular league, you're like, he really doesn't score that
Yeah.
much.
Dude, I got some research I got to do. So I've never done an in-person draft. I've always done.
Oh, you haven't?
I've always because I've never been able to get everybody together. It's never been able to work like that. So, but when you do it online or whatever, like they tell you who the next like top
Yeah.
draft is and gives you all their stats and shit. You do it in person, you're not gonna have all that.
Exactly.
I mean, I guess you can research it.
but
Obviously.
yeah, you could look at it on your phone as you're doing that.
Yeah.
But I think the best thing to do would probably be to print out every single team and their starting quarterback, running backs, and wide receivers.
Yeah.
So this is hopefully nobody that's going to play us is watching this. If you really wanted to cheat, you really could just go to like Ian Rappaport's top 100 players and go down the list if you really wanted to.
Yeah, but I watched that, and I'm not that keen on his picks.
No, me either.
So-
But that's
Is that what you would recommend for somebody who's not
Yeah.
who's
Oh,
never
totally.
never even
100%.
played?
Yeah, yeah. Go off of what the experts say or the top players because they'll usually ESPN's got a fantasy show,
Right.
and then they have like the top 30 or 40 players at each position, and they'll just count those down. And that's usually like an hour or two before the football games on Sunday start.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a good way to do it too, if you just want to see who the top guys are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't blame guys for that. Obviously, I'd rather not do that. I'd rather have guys like actually come in and like know their shit, and so you kind of have to. But if a guy came in with a 100,
Dude, like I said, I haven't watched the football game in probably 2-3 years.
yeah.
So
Well, and that's I do get it. So I think that if you did that,
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to be like, oh,
I'm
fucking,
just doing my homework.
yeah.
man.
You know what I mean? Like, especially if you don't. Honestly, it's even more annoying for people to just like not know people. It's really annoying when you have to be the football guy and like they'll be like, hey, I'll take the running back from North Carolina.
That's
And you're
gonna-
like, well,
that's
I
gonna
know
be
who
me.
that is. You need to tell me who it is.
That'll be me.
Mind you, the year I lost, I took the Hulk in round 13 because you can put whatever you want. They actually have blank spots, so you can put whoever you want. And I took the Hulk at number 13. I was being a little
And how'd
arrogant.
he do well for you?
He didn't do well. I had to, it didn't. And I won second place, but I didn't win first, and that's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
So
You're not first, you're last.
exactly. I do prefer Venmo because if I have cash, I spend the cash.
Do you?
Yeah. If cash is sitting at my house, for some reason I'm like, oh, I need a 20, and then I'll take a 20 from there, and I'm like, fuck. And then when I got to pay Kelly EY, I pay him like $80. I'm like, hey, bro, I'll get you that extra 40.
It feels like you're paying them out of your own pocket.
Exactly.
If you don't save it up. Yeah.
That's why I like Venmo, because Venmo just sits in your bank account, and then I can just immediately forward it to that other bank account, which is kind of nice.
Okay.
So I prefer Venmo.
I don't have Venmo though.
That's all right. You can pay cash. I'll just.
Do you get those annoying little, hey, you got money in here. You gonna spend it? It's like having a whole.
You have Venmo too?
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta step my fucking game up. Dude.
I did.
We forced him to get Venmo because
they
we were
did.
tired of
I'm
him.
old.
Do you still carry cash?
Yeah, but I never use it. I only use it. I carry it like if we're playing the lottery. Or
That's
if I owe
literally the only
somebody
time I
money.
use cash.
I like to have cash on me.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you ever use it?
Yeah, I use cash all the fucking time.
Really?
Yeah.
The people at the
If I go to the store and I buy a few things and it comes to like $12 or whatever, I'll pull out a 20 and just pay for it instead of using my card.
Damn.
I like having cash.
the cashier looks at you like you're using a personal check.
Yeah,
They're like,
that's
"What
true.
the hell's that?"
Yeah,
I don't wanna touch that.
The amount of times where like I pull out cash and they're like, "Oh, my bad," and they have to like clear the screen because they
Yeah.
thought I was gonna pay with the card. Yeah, that happens all the time.
I used to never pay with the card ever until the pandemic started. And
Yeah,
then
I just like having cash. It's just
I
nice.
used to.
See, when I used to work for a job that you got tips, and that's I loved cash because that's all I paid for. I paid for
Yeah.
literally everything in cash, and it was nice.
Yeah.
And then once I had to like go to the bank and take it out, it was too much. I was like, fuck it.
See, I'm an old man, dude. I don't mind bank trips. I'm like, yeah, I'll go to the bank.
Yeah, sure. It's me again. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't like going to the bank.
The way the bank would always look at you when you had like a stack of ones, like it's $800, $900.
I went to pay my mom. So my mom, I bought a 55 Chevy truck and had my mom buy the truck because I was working.
Uh-huh.
So she bought it, and then I
bought
went to
that.
pay her. I went to pay her back for it, and I went to the bank and I'm like, "Hey, can I get $3,000 in 20s?" And they like, were, "Oh, okay." And then they went back in the back, and then they come out forward like, "Oh, why do you need 20s?" And I'm like, "'Cause I fucking want 20s. What do you mean? Just fucking give me 20s." What is this thing? Do I have $3,000 in my bank account? Yeah. Then give me the
So,
fucking 20s.
Let me tell you about this baller move I did one time. So I was going to the titty bar, and I went to the bank and got $200 in $2 bills,
Hell yeah.
and I was throwing $2 bills on stage. Yeah, it was
Fuck
pretty.
yeah, bitches love that.
It was sweet. It was nice.
Hell yeah.
They were doing twice as much work. I was like, hell yeah.
I always try to make them into like origami. I'd be like, "Here's a star, bitch." Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh man.
They must feel really good about that, I'm sure.
they're dancing on a
Yeah.
stage for money. I don't think self-esteem is.
She's a single mom trying to put herself through college. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
just helping her.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Just because I
single mom trying to
Yeah.
score some.
I throw an origami swan on there full of
Yeah.
cash.
Yeah,
She's a mice and she needs that cheese.
that's right.
That cheddar.
And I've met some hot strippers, but I've also met some really nasty ones too. So
Oh, one of my favorite. I was at the strip club and this bigger lass was dancing on the pole and she couldn't hold herself up, so she dropped on her back from like 4 feet.
no shit.
So and then she farted right as she hit the bottom, bro. Dude, I gave her like $50. Like, it was so great.
Back in my hometown, they have this titty bar called it's like Golden Nugget or some bullshit
Yeah.
like that. And we're there with all my friends, and I'm throwing, making it rain with $2 bills. And this girl, she's wearing a fedora hat. She's cute as fuck. I'm like, hell yeah. She turns around, bends over, see a fucking tampon string hanging out of her underwear. I'm like,
Did you yank it out with your teeth, you dirty
I
dog?
wanted to. I was like, go 50 Shades of Grey with this shit.
Hell yeah. I remember I had like $400 at a Las Vegas strip club, and it was supposed to also get me home, and then it didn't get me home. So I had to pretty much like
Been there.
and she waited till all $400 was gone before she's like, "If you pay me $500, we can go in the back room." And I'm like, "Bitch, you should have started with that."
Yeah, lead with that.
Yeah,
God damn it.
goddamn, ain't nobody.
What about you, Don? You got any crazy stripper stories?
I've never been in a strip.
We need to make that happen.
Yeah, what the
That's
freak?
We
not
need
my
to
thing.
make that. It's nobody's thing,
It's
but they.
kind of
So here's my thing with strip clubs. Since we're talking about
kind of
fantasies,
depressing. I'm already depressed as a person.
no, that's the reason why it's good. Legitimately, because you have pretty girls who act like they like you for money.
That
So-
is pretty depressing that I
yeah.
have to.
Yeah, but if you don't think about the money part, you just see hot girls that like
Yeah.
you. You know what I mean? As long as you don't
or
think
a
about
bunch
that.
of old, drunk people.
Yeah, no, the other dudes look
just,
pathetic.
Yeah, that just doesn't seem
You
like
have
my scene.
so the move is when you go to a titty bar, you have to be the coolest drunk guy. That's how you get
Exactly,
the strippers.
yeah.
Just be the cool strip guy or the cool drunk guy.
Just don't whip out your dick, and I think you're
Yeah,
fine.
don't
I
be
think
the
it's-
creep. But I mean, you're all there. You're all creeps. But don't be
I,
the
I,
creep.
I would just feel like I would be a creep no matter what I was doing.
If we're at a titty bar, we're all creeps.
Yeah, that's
Just don't stand out as a creep.
See what I do, and this is usually the way that it kind of differentiates, is you choose the most ridiculous song and you go pay the DJ to sing it, or like to put it on the radio, right? Because then they're like, "Who is this guy?" And you're like, "It's me." Like you put on like Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla, you know what I mean? And
My favorite, dude. Now that I'm thinking about titty bars, so because some stages have the stools right next to the stage,
Yeah.
right? This move this girl did, she backed up, right? Put her fucking heels right behind my arms, my armpits, and just clapped her ass right in my face. Oh, I loved it. She wasn't attractive, but but it's a great move.
sometimes it doesn't matter.
yeah, it really doesn't.
Yeah, when you're drunk at a titty bar, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Well,
it really
it's
doesn't.
it'd be kind of rude, if you offended her by saying "excuse me," but
And it wasn't tampon chick, by the way.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, that was better.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, because you said she was hot.
yeah, she was hot actually.
But that knocked her down a few notches with a tampon, though.
For sure.
Yeah, she was easily
Yes.
an 8.
Yeah, you don't fuck around with that.
So the ugly girl with her butt in her face, that bumped her up 2
9.
notches.
9.6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's a ranking system when you're in a strip club,
Oh, yeah.
and that's one of them.
I've never been in one, but I could understand what the rating
We need to
basis
make
would be
that
on
happen.
I know. What
we
the
need
hell?
to make that happen.
My brother lives in
Are-
Vegas.
are
We
we-
should have like a crazy Vegas trip and take you to a crazy Vegas
So
strip
where
club.
were we at on that fantasy football thing?
I think it was.
Is this making you uncomfortable, Doug?
No, I just feel like maybe we've got off the subject. A little
Okay.
bit.
So we picked up kickers. We picked up defense. We talked about what annoys us.
I agree with picking up the defense week to week.
Yeah.
That's a smart. I mean, sometimes if you have a defense like the Patriots or something that are just killing it every
Yeah.
single week, because it seems like every year it's someone new.
Yeah, I mean, if your
That got
defense
you.
is doing well,
Yeah.
just leave it.
Then
But
just keep that defense and change it out.
but I'm also like that with kickers too. I'll go through kickers.
I
they
agree
always go through
completely.
kickers.
Like I said, I like Justin Tucker.
Mine. It's the same thing with tight ends.
Or if you
they're-
know-
if you don't have the top
Tight
three,
ends too.
if you don't have the top three, you might as well just keep switching them
if
out.
you know the team, your kicker is playing a team with a good defense, the kicker's probably going to get a lot of action.
But
Yeah.
you got to know that they can move
Ball.
between the 20s. Yeah.
That's why, like the Dolphins kicker actually was pretty good because they sucked in the red zone 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Where and so you're like, oh, pick up their kicker because obviously they can't score a goddamn touchdown, but they could score like a motherfucker in the field goals.
Mhm.
So that might be a good idea this year with Tua if he can't get him in
Yeah.
the red zone.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I think picking him up, later in the week, later in the year is not a bad idea. Like, say if you don't have the top three guys, you might as well not even go for a kicker, really, in my opinion.
Yeah. I don't think there's really a top 3.
It used to be when there was Koskowski.
Yeah. But I think Tucker I like, but I don't know if there's any because it seems like everybody has a different good year
Yeah.
depending on the team. New Orleans is usually good.
Mhm.
The top scoring teams.
So, yeah, those are, I think those are usually pretty good ones. So, I can't really think of anything else that we could like help people out with other than like go running back and wide receiver and then kind of go into your quarterback and
Look at the waiver wire. Every
look at
week.
waiver wire is a huge thing.
Your team, the core points are the receiver and the running backs.
And I'll kind of explain this for like new people. The reason why running backs and wide receivers are such a hot commodity is because the difference between the best and the worst is less than quarterbacks, right? So like the number 1 quarterback and the number 15 quarterback are separated by maybe 7 points a game, right? On average. Where the difference between the number 1 running back and the number 15 running back is greater, by goddamn maybe even 12 points. So it's better to have your running back and wide receivers that are going to score you more points consistently than
Right.
a quarterback.
I agree.
So that's kind of why you did. Do you guys ever play with defensive players? Do you guys like that or not like that?
It puts too much work into it.
I agree.
I don't want to spend that much time and effort.
I agree.
Yeah.
You ever play with
Not really.
But-
I
yeah,
can't
you shouldn't. It's honestly kind of
But
stupid.
if we are going like with the two quarterback league, if you're in that, it might be good to go with quarterbacks the first round.
Oh,
or two.
yeah, for sure.
Are we doing 2 quarterbacks?
No,
No.
God, no.
But if you are in one of those leagues, I think quarterback would be Yeah.
Do you ever judge people on how they play fantasy football? Like if someone like my buddy, he goes, "Hey, dude, I'm playing fantasy football this year." I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And he's like, "Yeah." So I picked up. We play in a two quarterback league. It's pretty sick. And I'm like, "Oh, you don't know shit about fantasy football. You're not a what's that called? Like where you're like you're not an original, right? What's that called?
You notice a lot of new people pick up a running back that has like Adrian Peterson that hasn't had a good year
Yeah.
for 10 years.
It's all popularity.
Well, no, yeah, well, no. So
Yeah,
you're sitting there going
off
like,
the popularity.
you're like, did they even play are they playing this year? Like enough where I'm like, I don't know if they're going to be in these stickers. I actually think we had one guy last year. Yeah, because we used two different ones. He picked up a retired player, and I didn't tell him because I thought that was hilarious. But he picked up a retired player, and we put him on the thing, and I'm like, I have to write his name.
Please don't let me make
No,
that
no,
mistake.
bro. I like you. But yeah, he put, and that's when I decided to do the Hulk because I wasn't going to use the things, and then I was like, I gotta. It was 2 years ago, and I'm like, I gotta like show off, and then I did the Hulk. What an idiot!
It's okay if you're playing for money to let guys make stupid decisions.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I won't let you do that because I like you.
Appreciate
But
you.
everybody else, yeah, fuck them. They can eat it. Suck it, you guys.
So yeah, you got to look at running backs that catch the ball a lot out of
Yeah.
the backfield too. So if you're playing a PPR,
Oh yeah.
so
So
some
guys like,
hit more than others.
Who's the running back for Chargers? Akeem. It's not Akeem, is it?
Yeah, I can't even think of it. He was hurt all last year though.
Yeah.
because I picked him up and then had.
But
seven.
he's a good one.
Yeah.
Tevin Coleman also picks that. Le'Veon Bell when he was playing for the Steelers was pretty great.
But Coleman doesn't put up anything.
Yeah, he's my good luck. Every time I get him, I usually do pretty good.
Seems like running backs switch teams every year.
Yeah,
So
Todd Gurley. Who does he play? Is he still play for the Falcons or did he move?
I think he's still on the Falcons.
That was a pretty good move for him. Oh, when do you pick up? Who's that tight end? Pitts. You pick up Pitts?
Yeah, I think he's going to have a big year.
Yeah,
I think he'll be like Waller and Kelsey.
Yeah. So when do you pick him up?
I would think fifth round.
Ooh, you think he'll go to fifth round?
It just depends on who you're playing with.
That's the problem with playing with crappy people is I don't know. Because sometimes they'll just be like, I think I heard the name Pitts once, and they'll pick him
But
up.
where are you going to pick him up? Third round?
No.
So
I
that's what I'm
agree
saying,
with you with
fourth or
fifth.
fifth,
I just
yeah.
don't think he'll get picked. I think he might be picked up.
He might be picked
I got a
up.
question, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you're a Dolphins fan.
Yeah.
Right. Say your quarterback and receiver just happen to be on the same team, right?
Mhm.
But they're playing the Dolphins that week. Who do you root for?
See, this is actually I do this all the time. When we bet on football games,
Uh-huh.
I always bet against the Dolphins because it's a win-win for me.
Yeah.
If the Dolphins win, then
Your
then
team
my
wins.
team
Yeah.
wins. And if my team loses, I win something, right? So I like actually playing against the Dolphins.
What about you?
I agree. Same thing.
Same thing.
It's a win-win for me. What about you?
I don't know. It's hard because I'm a Niners fan, so I like to see them win, but I don't know.
Do you usually pick up Niners? Do you pick up Niners players?
The last time I played, the only one I picked up was it's been so long I can't even remember his name. He's one of the receivers. I
Oh,
don't fucking remember.
Niners have like 0 people that I would pick.
Yeah.
They go by committee.
yeah.
They have like 3 or 4
literally everything.
receivers, 3 or 4 running backs.
Their tight end's pretty good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's really good. Yeah, besides that. Kittle's.
Kittles, yeah.
Yeah, Kittle is
Yeah,
pretty good.
Kittle's also one of the best tight ends too.
Yeah.
Kaepernick, where do you draft him? Just kidding, he sucks. So
Which one's he?
Who's that?
you know,
He should have
We all
never
know.
taken the job from Alex Smith.
I know. Fool.
But
Dolphins beat him with Kaepernick, but whatever. Yeah. Do you pick up anybody from the Lions ever?
they always got a running back you'll probably take in the 7th, 8th, 9th round. Whoever that is this year. It's always someone
Detroit
different.
has a rough.
Galladay, but he's
He
gone
got picked,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you go to again?
Jones. Is he still there?
No, I
I'm
think
not
he got
going to
picked up
pick
too.
anybody with Goff as their quarterback.
No, I ain't gonna pick up anybody on the Lions. You guys suck. Gross.
Yeah, they're losers.
Oh yeah, they suck.
I mean, anybody that can get 2 Hall of Famers to retire because they just can't stand playing for your team anymore. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah,
bad.
Sanders and Johnson.
Yeah. Calvin Johnson, one of the best wide receivers. He's like, I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where does Aaron Rodgers go?
I
I don't even know.
can't see him going anywhere.
I think
So
he goes to
either
the Bears.
he sits out or he plays, but I don't see him playing either, though.
All right, really quickly for conspiracy theories. I think the Dolphins set up Deshaun Watson so that they could pick him up next year if Tua doesn't do well enough. So they hired 18. No, really what I think is they hired 5 masseuses. What is the plural for masseuses? Is it masseuses?
Huh?
Is it meese? Like moose?
Like,
Is it like Neeson?
Mises?
5 massage therapists.
I think
Yeah.
it's more like 30 of them, but
No.
Just keeping
What I think
track.
is I think they picked up 6 and then a bunch of girls were like, oh, I'm going to jump on this train, right? Whether or not they did, but I think Dolphins hired the first 6 for sure, right? And then I think the Dolphins were like, let's let this ride out, and if Tua sucks, we'll pick up Deshaun Watson for like super cheap.
So you're trying to say that they leaked the photo of Tunsil with the mask on, smoking pot?
You don't think they did?
I don't know. Rumor has it you think that they leaked the rumor that Marino smoked pot in college, so
Yeah,
nobody picked him up.
I think Dolphins are dirty. I think Dolphins are in with the Clintons. No, but I do think that they. I think that they rig things to try to pick up good players.
But that's good though.
Yeah, they get good players and just
But
can't.
it's bad when New England cheats. Okay, if Dolphins cheat.
Yeah,
Isn't that funny how that's how you look at your team?
yeah,
It's okay if we do it, but how dare other people do it?
yeah. I don't really care that he deflated a ball. That's so stupid.
But they cheated and they won. That's the important thing.
yeah, but they cheated against the Bengals,
Yeah.
which the fact that they were even cheating
Why
is
would
more.
you even try?
Yeah, it's more pathetic.
Yeah.
Like you knew you were going to win
That was
anyway.
the one team in the whole year you knew you could easily
Yeah.
beat. Why would you even try that?
And then the deflate gate is just stupid.
Yeah.
I'm like, they deflated a ball. Who fucking cares? So stupid. Screw you, Patriots. I hate the Patriots. As a Dolphins fan, we hate the Patriots.
Yes. The best news ever was Brady leaving
Yeah.
and then winning a Super Bowl and the Patriots not making the playoffs.
Ah, yeah. I was rock hard for like a week.
Brady's with Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, see, I know things.
I would hope so. We watched them at the Super Bowl at my house.
Oh yeah, we did. That's
yeah, it was
right.
pretty
That's
fun.
right.
So yeah, I would say that that's like my best advice. I mean, that's not a whole lot of good advice. Just not to be. Do you guys shit talk? I noticed that like in our leagues, there's not a whole lot of.
Oh,
shit
I
talking
love
going
shit
on.
talking.
Do you?
Even if my team sucks,
I like
I'll
to,
shit
but
talk.
there's usually not a good forum to do that on.
Well, they have
It's
the
kinda
like
harder.
NFL kind of has a thing, and it sends you email saying, "Hey, that this person talks shit."
Oh.
And maybe what I'll do is I'll actually start a text
A group
message,
chat.
yeah, group
yeah,
chat
you should do that.
on a thread, and so that we could just all shit talk.
Well, that's what I like about NFL.com is you can be in 10th, 9th place for the first 5-6 weeks and still come back and make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
So I want to start a text group so we can talk shit because we haven't been able. And every time I've talked shit, nobody's responded, which
Dude,
doesn't
yeah.
make it fun.
I love talking shit.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah, even if I suck, I don't care.
Yeah, even if my team sucks that week or that year, or the whole league, I'll do it.
You won't lose to there. We got a couple guys playing this year that just blow.
Really?
Yeah, they just suck.
we had a lot of good players last year.
Yeah,
It was pretty tough.
but the like bottom two were like
He's
super
been,
shitty.
He's been humble.
Yeah.
Wait,
But no, you could score like the second lowest points of the week and get a win. It all depends on who you're matched up
That's
against.
you. Actually, last
That's
year
what
you
sucks.
did that all the time,
Yeah.
where you were like, you would win, but you would be the second highest scorer, and then you would win. Sorry, you would lose, and you'd be the second highest scorer, but the first guy happened to beat you. And then when you would win, you'd be like the second lowest scorer, but the other guy sucked. And you're
Just
like,
happens.
that's
You never
weird.
know. So
So anyway, that's as much as I can. Anything else you guys want to bring up, or any fun other
No,
things other
not
than
really.
butt stuff
That was-
and strippers and
I love how uncomfortable Don got during when we were
Yeah,
talking about
no.
it, but that's cool.
now we totally have to
yeah,
kidnap him.
dude,
and
we
fucking do
need
it,
to
yeah.
fucking throw him in a
it doesn't
van.
make me uncomfortable. Like
Huh?
I said, it doesn't make me uncomfortable.
You've never had your face clapped by some stripper's ass cheeks, Don, is all I'm saying.
No, I used to deliver one, and like
You
few
wait,
of the girls got out like before their shift started, and I don't know. They
Wait.
just reminded me of like high school girls that just
Yeah,
weren't.
I love high school
That's
girls.
full news. It's just I don't know. I'm just not into that.
Yeah, and I do understand the like spending money to see, and you also have to. There is a
I
system
don't
to
mind
it too.
spending the money.
Well, no, that's the reason why I don't like it. Are you shitting me? I got to spend money, so that's why I actually have a system where you go with 4 guys, and one guy does $1, and then 30 seconds later the other guy does $1, and then 30. And then all of a sudden you're only spending $1 every 2 minutes, and that's
Yeah.
not that bad.
That's not bad at all.
That's not bad.
No, that's not bad, but that's yeah.
You think?
Have you ever thought about like using 5s and then just
God, no. Have you
So
seen
let me tell you this
strippers?
story real quick. So my brother's ex-wife had a cousin who hit the lotto, won $28 million, right?
Damn.
And one day he invites us all to go to a strip club with him. And you can tell he's like a frequent flyer because as soon as he walked in, all these bitches flocked on him. he had 3 girls on each arm. And he showed up there with like 10 grand. Just making it rain, bro.
Damn.
Good for him.
Yeah.
nice?
I was like,
No way. I'd rather
I was
pay
like,
for
bro,
an escort.
here's my thing is if you're ever able to go to a titty bar with a millionaire, I recommend you do that.
Agreed.
It's a different experience.
That
You're not that lonely
I
guy in the
agree
corner
with
just
that
looking
one.
at some ass cheeks. You know, you're
Yeah.
like
As a millionaire,
get-
would you ever go to the strip club though?
all the fucking time.
Would you?
Why not?
Because I'd
It's
buy
fun.
hookers.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
He went because it was fun. He liked the attention. These girls were hot.
Yeah.
Dude, I was getting a lap dance, and these girls were like, because I knew him and came with him, they were like, "Oh, he's baller status too." No, I was not, but they didn't know that.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was fun.
I just need to win that lotto, bro.
We need to make that happen.
All right, so we're gonna make that happen this week, guys. We're gonna win the lottery, and then I'll take you backstage. We'll pay a camera guy, and we'll just go to a strip club, and we'll see how it works out for me.
Yeah, it'd
So-
be like a Japanese porno. There, everything be blurred out, so don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
It's weird that their penises are actually blurry. Have you ever seen one in real life? Yeah, totally blurry. It's like a real thing.
Yeah, I've never
Really
seen
weird.
one in real life, and I
You
think
haven't?
that's probably why
Yeah,
it's blurry.
Seen what?
a Japanese guy's dick.
Oh, I thought. Oh,
Yeah, no, they're actually blurry. I thought there was like an effect
It's
that they're
blurry?
putting on videos.
so
yeah,
Like, so like when you're
It's
looking on
pixelated.
TV, and
it's pixelated. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I always heard they were like Mattel models.
No. It's pixel.
Okay.
It's weird. When we were in Japan, we happened to see a couple, and all pixelated. So
Hmm.
it was worth
Were those the sumo wrestlers or?
No, we actually had to pay $300 to see him. But
Pixelated?
to see him. But
See a
it was
beard.
worth it. I think it was worth it. I don't know if my brother thought it was worth it, but I thought it was worth it. Good times, good stuff. Let's not go into those stories. So anyway, guys, have
One
a
last
good
thing on football.
Yeah, that's
one last thing on
so Mingo from the Falcons. Do you know what's going on with that?
No, what's going on with that?
He just. God, I don't probably want to talk about it. It's probably not.
Oh, we
you know.
probably should now. What
Yeah,
happened?
no, good.
Just buying one of his young nephew's friends, bunch of, sneakers and just, grooming them and then
He's-
having a
he's a
sleepover and
creep?
stuff. Yeah, it's kind of what I've been hearing. So I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
What would you do for some Nikes?
And that's kind of what.
do
I do
for some Nikes.
I do a lot less for Klondike bars.
Yeah, that's not good.
No,
But-
yeah, no.
but
I
don't you
think
think something's going on? I mean, even as a young kid, going, why is dude buying me all this stuff?
See, I think most kids would be like, would I blow this dude for sneakers? And I think the more sneakers they buy, I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to blow this guy.
Yeah,
And then about
because Jordans are expensive,
they
right?
really
I
are.
feel like if somebody bought me, let's say 10 pairs of Jordans, that's just a Christian thing to do at that point.
Yeah, I think now I think otherwise you're just being
You
selfish.
feel and at this point, you feel obligated.
Well,
to.
Yeah.
because again, I think you kind of know. We're not condoning this, by the way. You should not rape children. That is absolutely.
That's
You should not
horrible.
groom people. No, I think we
No.
can all agree. This video is sponsored by Do Not Rape Children.
Yes.
But if I was a 15-year-old and somebody bought me one pair of sneakers and some some shirts and stuff, I would immediately be thinking this dude wants me to blow him. And then when he kept buying me stuff, I'd be like, fuck, I'm gonna have to blow him.
But what if it was a woman? like the guy's
All
aunt
day.
that was doing all this for you.
All
If,
day.
if
I
a
wouldn't even
woman
care.
was buying me
Are
shit,
you
Yeah.
shitting me? I'd just be
yeah, she
happy.
can buy me lunch.
Yeah. Yeah, no, if it was a woman buying me all this stuff, I'd be like, fuck yeah, I get both. Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's legit. There is definitely a difference.
So you think when he crawled in the sleeping bag with him, he should have said, "So is this payment for the shoes or?"
Oh, I would definitely no. If it was me, I would definitely be being like, "Hey, we're square, right?
Yeah.
Remember all the shit you bought me?
Yeah. What's
This makes us evensies, right?
Yeah.
Because I'd want to know. Because then once we're evensies, I wouldn't do it anymore, right? I'm not going to keep doing it. I won't even say the
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's change this topic.
Anybody got 3 pairs of Jordans? I'll think about it. So anyway,
And some shirts.
As I'm sure.
I'm throwing a couple beers. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this. I should have cut out the last 5 minutes, but anyway, thanks guys so much for watching, and hope this helped you. You know, fantasy football or something like that. So, like I said, tune in for us winning the lottery and taking my dad to the strip club. So
Oh, yeah.
later, bye.
Bye.